Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Monday, April 20th, 2015. Here in the Lynn-Body-Mind, it's me, Charles. In the Jamie-Body-Mind, my good friend Fernando. We are in the process of taking the Level 3 class in the Lightworkers Healing Method using the Powerful Future. This is the first practice session of that class, and we are using it with the intention of healing the root cause of a lack of soul energy in this body-mind, and whatever that represents, and healing the root causes of a lack of financial resources for this work, and whatever that represents, in such a way as to align with the soul plans of all involved, and to trigger the awakening right now. And with that, it begins.
Now moving the focus to the future chakra, noticing the future chakra twisted down and to the right. Just grooving the channels up, moving in this direction. Stop me if it's wrong here. Starting to untwist. Big twist in the future chakra. As it's starting to untwist, there's a big sadness coming up. Debris is starting to come up as we untwist. It looks like dust, dirt, little like things when you move out of a house, what's left behind kind of in the corners of the carpet. And the twist keeps wanting to snap back. Like it's like I'll untwist and let go and it'll go boing. So twisting and really overcompensating. Untwisting. There we go. Feeling it starting to click into place. Click, click, click. It kind of sounds like the ratchety sound. Blasting with upward flow, merging more deeply, channels up. There, as you be shown. So now it's not twisted anymore, but there's just rubble in the bottom. And it looks like rubble from a lot of different time periods. It kind of looks like when you see a cross-section of rock, and you can look through all the different levels of soil and fossil. A lot of it seems to be evidence not in a crime scene-y kind of way, in like a historical kind of way. Like it feels very much like this belongs in a museum, and I have kind of the feeling of aha, seeing it starting to come up, like the missing links, like this is the pottery that can help us trace one culture to another, that kind of feeling of aha, here it is. Mm-hmm. And they're starting to pulse it up, and there's a lot of sadness and feelings of helplessness kind of in amongst the debris. Boom, boom, boom. Starting to hear sounds like singing coming from, it looks like the walls of the cave where we're excavating, which seems to be the inside of the future chakra. Pulsing, as you be shown what now. They're just starting to smooth. It's like the walls of the future chakra itself, the interior walls, are cut up. Jagged, gougy marks. Starting to work it with the magic hands. There we go. And like quivery inside of the walls of the future chakra. Quivery. There we go, especially at the back, flushing with light, the back starting to smooth and expand gently, the future chakra, expand gently, and as we're expanding there's like a lot of fear. I'm feeling the fear starting to, it feels like evaporate. There, now down at the bottom there's still some more underneath the pottery, the bits of archaeological evidence. Something scraping up. It has the consistency of mud, but it's not really mud. Something left over. Here we go, and it comes up fairly well, I guess it's all relative, not really easily. There we go. Starting to come up and starting to see underneath it what looks kind of like gold. I don't understand that, but I'm gonna get it cleaner and then it'll start to be clearer. So merging more deeply, pulsing as close to the center of the bullseye as I can get right now, sending up this muck There we go. Muck's starting to clear, and underneath it there's gold, lots of gold. Now this is starting to feel more like life path and less like future chakra as I'm running my hand along the flat gold surface. It feels like we've moved out of working with the future chakra itself and now seem to be on the road. The road. And it's kind of slick. Like there's the surface itself is gold, but it's slick, slippery, doesn't feel safe or good to stand on. And there's also still more of this muddy stuff on top of it, like old mud with thin roots, vines. There. Well, this mud needs to go. It feels kind of like that divine front end loader, but it's more like a bulldozer. It has a big scrapey thing. Just trying to scrape it up. Ooh, scrape it up, and the little roots that it's attached to, that's entangled in the mud, starting to come up too, and they hurt a little bit when they come up. These little roots. Ooh, I'm still not sure who this is for. I'm merging more deeply. Whoever we're supposed to merge with today, whoever we're working with today. There we go. There we go. Now sending up this mud as close to the center of the bullseye as I can get right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending up the mud. Now drawing the focus down to the gold. Starting to smooth out the road. Smoothing out the road. We're just ahead of us right now. We're going to switch to behind us soon. I can feel that tugging. There we go, smoothing ahead, moving to the back, smoothing at the back. Ooh, big boulder, chunky bouldery things right behind us. Ooh, just starting to clear them out of the way. Starting to clear at the back. And even it out. They're really super uneven. I much more uneven at the back than at the front. At the front's actually fairly smooth. And smaller potholes, smaller bumps, and at the back it's just like, whoa! Looks like we're coming from a disaster area almost, like big explosions happen right behind us. Straighten the life path ahead. Whew, it's like almost like shaking out a rug. Shaking it out, straighten it out, boom. And shake it to the back. Ooh, 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 wow. There's big tightness right there. Stuff that it's a thin layer at the back. It feels kind of like a little backpack or some thin layer right behind us that my perception is we need to let go of. This is not good to hold on to, and there seems to be I feel real resistance to letting go of it. And it's heavy, and my perception is it has something to do with why there are all those giant boulders behind me. Moving in the direction of taking this off. Taking off this layer at the back. Is this okay with you?
Yes.
Let's move in that direction, just starting to take it off. Wow. I feel a lot of really big sadness. Blasting with upward flow, stabilizing light at the back, big sadness, but it's okay, it's clean sadness, clean, clear, it feels good to let it go. Let it go, here we go, taking it off, and for some reason people are showing up who look kind of like police investigators, like they just came suddenly from a bunch of different angles and they're like tagging it like evidence, kind of. It looks kind of like a crime scene. It's like as soon as I started to pull off the layer, a bunch of people showed up, and it's like they're roping off the area, and someone's taking that thing away. They put a tag on it like evidence, and they're taking it away. I'd like to see some ID. The guy who seems to be the chief, who seems to be in charge, is showing ID. It feels real. It feels real. It feels real. Okay. Asking to be shown. Channels up. Move along. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. We can leave. We don't have to stay here. This crime scene apparently is really important, but they don't seem to need us for anything anymore. It seems our job was just to take that thing off and then they could come in. They were just waiting for us to take the thing off and now we can walk. So starting to walk, turning the feet, making sure our feet are forward, forward, forward on the path. Turning everything more precisely forward until it feel it kind of click into place. And we're starting to walk forward. And it doesn't feel like we're walking very fast, but everything's kind of blurring as if we're moving super fast. It's kind of like when you're on one of those moving sidewalks in an airport and you're just walking at normal pace, but it looks like you're, I don't know who the $6 Million Man is, but that. And everything's kind of blurring, and there's a very clear white point of light directly ahead of us, and it's like heat-sinking missile. We're going straight for that. Boom. Well, we're heading somewhere, and it's getting close fast because that light is getting really, really close, and now it feels like we've moved through some kind of door, and we're in what looks like an office conference room, but like a small office conference room, like not the kind you put the fancy clients in, but a nice one, meeting room. Merging, making sure everybody's here who's supposed to be here. Everybody's here who's supposed to be here. There we go. And there's someone directly across from us who feels good, trustworthy. I'd like to see some ID. Okay. That's legitimate. That's good. Thank you. Okay. And it feels like soul contract. I see 3 pages on the table. Boom, boom, boom. They are linked. They don't seem to be the same soul. This seems to be 3 different contracts that are interrelated, interlinked, somehow involved with each other. I keep seeing the links between the 3. It could be Charles, Ra, and Pan. It has to do with strengthening the lines between the 3, merger, something like that. Asking to be shown. So Charles, I see you very clearly in the room. Pan. I feel Pan in the room.
Yes.
Ra. I feel Ra in the room.
He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, it's just not in good shape.
It's a wicker wheelchair.
It's
a wicker
true.
wheelchair.
That's true. And the person behind the desk is handing quills to sign. And I see Charles reading. Actually, all 3 of them seem to be reading and nodding agreements.